There is so much talent in this year's NFL draft, yet no true superstar that stands out from the rest. Unlike most years where there's a decisive first overall pick. I mean, just take last year as an example where Trevor Lawrence was the guy, or even the year before that where Joe Burrow was the obvious pick. We could even go as far back as 3 years ago where everyone knew Kyler Murray was going first overall to the Cardinals. However, this year has just been a bit different, as there hasn't been a prospect that stands out as the obvious first overall pick. It's gotten so bad that there have been reports that the Jaguars are trying to trade down from the first overall pick. It's not like these players in the draft are awful or anything. I mean, let's just start with the favorite and the first option that the Jaguars have with 21-year-old edge rusher Aiden Hutchinson, who had a breakout senior year playing under head coach Jim Harbaugh. In his final year at Michigan, Hutchinson was the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy Award, something a defensive player hadn't won since Charles Woodson in 1997. He would even go on to have a statistical record-breaking season, starting all 14 games along the defensive line. He'd finished third on the defense with 62 tackles, including 16 and a half tackles for loss, and a program record 14 sacks. This doesn't even include his 3 pass breakups, 12 registered quarterback hurries, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery that would earn his 4th varsity letter. He even helped the Michigan Wolverines by leading them to the college football playoffs for the first time since the format was introduced in 2014. But before all of this success at the collegiate level, Hutchinson was a known stud in high school, as USA Today selected him as the #1 recruit in the state of Michigan, and ESPN had him as a 4-star recruit, ranked 193 player nationally. He was even the number 22 defensive end and the top-rated player in Michigan. Though Hutchinson may be what the Jaguars need to turn their defense around, I think going with someone who can protect their franchise QB in Trevor Lawrence is a very likely move. If they did go in this direction, then the best option would be Evan Neal, who's an offensive tackle out of Alabama. Now his story is just a bit interesting, because before committing to the powerhouse in Alabama, Evan Neal played for IMG Academy, which is one of the world's most prestigious sports, performance, and educational institutions in the world, producing the likes of players like Grant Delpit and KJ Hamler. Neal helped IMG go 27-1 over his 3 seasons there, and left IMG as the number 4 player in the ESPN 300 for the class of 2019. Evan Neal went on to become one of the very few Alabama true freshmen to start on the O-line, winning his spot on the interior. Though that didn't seem to matter much, as during his time on the Crimson Tide, he'd go from left guard to right tackle to left tackle in his 3 years. But Alabama was kind to him in the sense that they helped slim his weight down from the original 380 pounds that he was when he arrived to a very fit 337 by the NFL Combine. He's in such great shape that he has some NFL scouts saying that he has one of the better body types they've ever seen. But as an offensive lineman, there's a low chance that a team will want to use their first overall pick on him. I think Neal put it best when he said, "It's all guts and no glory in the trenches." So if Jacksonville felt it was better to get a more splashier name in the draft, then I have the perfect dark horse pick for them in Kvon Thibodeaux. That's right, the very talented defensive end out of Oregon is someone I could see the Jaguars having an eye on. especially due to the fact that he explodes off the line, is twitchy, powerfully built with strong hands, and has a quick first step. Kvon Thibodeaux is a Pac-12 Defensive Freshman of the Year in 2019, All Pac-12 First Team 2020 and 2021, and he's a 2021 AP All-American First Teamer, while having 126 career tackles, 35.5 tackles for loss, and 19 sacks in his 3 years at Oregon. With the only downside to Kvon being that some draft analysts like Todd McShay are saying that he heard a lot about the Oregon defensive end, including concerns that he doesn't play with the same fire as some other top prospects, and it wouldn't shock him if Thibodeaux fell at the top 5. Though Thibodeaux would quickly respond to these rumors by coming out and tweeting, "Believe in yourself, even if you're the only one." But before we continue with today's video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, because only 2% of you are subscribed. And so while all 3 of these players are great prospects for the Jaguars to select, I do think Jacksonville will decide to pick Trayvon Walker. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Who the hell is that guy? Well, he is what Vegas believes could be the potential first overall pick, with his odds of being drafted by the Jaguars only increasing. Trayvon Walker is an absolute stud on the defensive line, coming out of Georgia with a 6'5" frame and weighing about a solid 272. We all know what the Jaguars really need is a playmaker and a leader on the defensive side, and Walker proved to be just that, as he made the most of his NFL combine, going out and showing an array of talent when it mattered most. He is arguably one of the best athletes in the draft this year, especially due to the fact that he ran a 4.51 time in his 40-yard dash at his size, while having a 123-inch vertical jump. But honestly, Trayvon Walker has something these other guys just don't, and that's the fact that he can help both the run defense and pass rush for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I haven't even mentioned what he accomplished in his time with Georgia, where he was a freshman on the All-SEC team in 2019 and declared co-winner of the Defensive Newcomer of the Year. Not only that, but this man is a CFP national champion. And while this prediction for who I think will be the first overall pick in the NFL draft may sound outlandish to some, you must remember that this is only an opinion. In fact, you should leave who you believe will be the first overall pick in the comment section down below. Stay breezy. I'm out.